Alrighty. Hey everyone, I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day out there today. Today's stream is sponsored by OKX, so go give them a follow in the on their social media. And if you guys are looking for a new exchange, check them out down below. They are a spot trading exchange that I think you guys are gonna like a lot. Now, as far as today, right now Bitcoin is down around $1,500. The stock market is also coming down. It feels like the AI move is taking a lot of stuff down with it. Will say there has been a lot of good trades happening over the last 24 or 48 hours. But one of the new things you guys are going to see today is a new type of day trading that we're going to be trying to do, albeit at this point in time, we're not having those signals. So we'll come back to that in a little second. But happy to see all of you guys in here today. We'll go over some of the news going on, some of the technicals for Bitcoin, and kind of what's happening, because right now we're heading back to more of a bearish tent, which could be a very nasty next week and a half for Bitcoin here if we're not careful. So let's take a peek there and see what's going on. As always, you guys can see Loki wherever Loki is. Ooh, you're such a good boy. Yeah. The door to outside's open, so he's free roaming today outside, chasing the coyotes and whatnot. Yeah. Oh, as he muddies up my my nicely just cleaned golf shirt. Well, there you go. That's the fact of having a dog. Hey, Byron. No, wait. Brian. Yeah, sorry. Jesus. My eyes are all over the place today. Sorry about that. Oh, God. See, I just watched this, too. I love this shirt. Although it's a 4X shirt, and I'm a 3X now, but it's comfortable. So, hey, Will to the feet. Happy to see you back here. Carl, happy to see you as well. Guys, not a good day for crypto, but let's hop into it. And again, this stream is sponsored by OKX, so if you guys are looking for a new spot trading exchange, give them a check out. I have the link down in the description below. Now, this is your 4-hour chart with Bitcoin. You can see where we clearly had the crossover a while ago. We had it right back over here on the stochastic around 12 a.m. Monday, and ever since then, it just has not been a good experience for anybody that's really been going long, right? Even if you were to, stretch it out a little bit, you can clearly see crossover there, even a second crossover there from the RSI going down. They've been going down. So a few of you guys were messaging me, and I like that opportunity as well. I took that for a short, and I made some money off of it. I think what I'm going to do is start posting on the Discord a lot more and get the Discord up and running again. And we're just going to be talking about my trading strategies and what I'm doing. And so I'll be posting them on Discord, Telegram, and that will probably be it. Of course, I'll be doing a lot of live streaming, but my goal is this. So you guys know I prefer to live stream at 5 o'clock normally, most days. I think what I'm going to start doing is live streaming when I see these buy signals. Like right over here, we had a 4 p.m. signal, and then the real signal happened at 8 a.m. Or you could even say, yeah, like 8 a.m. or 8 p.m., excuse me. So I will go live at 8 p.m. Thursday and be like, hey, everybody, just so you guys understand, we're having a momentum shift here on the 4-hour chart because the daily chart, the weekly chart, and the monthly chart are still bearish. Instead of opening a position with $1,000, I feel more comfortable opening a position with $400, 10x leverage for $4,000 in, so to speak. And I'm going to ride with that, right? So that's probably what I'll end up doing. Or, like I said over here, this was at 12 a.m. If I'm awake at 12 o'clock in the morning on a Monday, which usually I am, I will say, hey, everybody, I see some bearish activity ahead. I'm either going to wait for the 15-minute chart or the 1-hour chart to give me a sell signal. And if that happens, I'll be shorting, and we can kind of like talk for a few hours and figure that out. But, with the pullback didn't happen until 8 a.m., so I'm not going to be streaming from midnight to 8 a.m. But you have the gist of what I'm going to be doing here, and I think that'll work out quite well. Now, as far as right now, you can see Bitcoin is going lower. We broke down below this tiny level of support around 65,731. But the 4-hour charts at this point are turning bearish again, which means we're probably even going to go lower again. These do not matter as much when they're below the 50 as above the 50, but it still matters, right? We had a crossover right here, right there, and you can see we proceeded to come down afterwards, and we had a little bit of a bump within a larger move, of course. What's concerning to me right now about the daily chart is that we're going back into bearish trends with the with the stochastic and RSI. Again, not the big crossovers that we see over here above where you have the nasty drops like this, nastier drops. But back over here, crossovers, you can see the crossovers don't do as much, right? But again, we're probably looking to retest some of these lows. So this is going to be where a lot of you guys that are day trading, you guys are going to be shorting quite a bit, okay? Now it's going to be fun for a lot of you guys, but if you guys don't like to short, it's not going to be a good time for you at all. But we'll have to reset there in a little bit. And then when I am day trading with you guys and we're chilling and having a good time, I think I'm going to do 15-minute trades. So like I'm going to be using the 15-minute chart and the 5-minute chart. This is what the 5-minute chart, to me, the 15-minute chart is going to look like. The 5-minute chart will be the same thing, except for I just switch it to that. And then I trade as needed. So you can see we've been bearish for a while here on the 1-hour chart, bearish here on the 4-hour chart. I can always double check the weekly and monthly and daily, but they typically don't change too much day to day, right? Maybe you check them every few days and it works out. But as far as the 5-minute chart here, you can see crossover right here at 6 a.m., a crossover right there at 6:05 a.m. 6:05 was right there, stop loss is right there, and you can see how it rode the wave down. You can use Fibonacci's or whatever to find your support levels. Maybe you just wanted to use your Fibonacci retracement levels, right? And if you're shorting at 6:05, which is right there, you can sell your position there or close your position there, wherever you want to close your position. You can close it. But I think I'm going to be going towards longer streams, and longer streams mean I might not always be at my computer, but the stream will be happening regardless. Okay. And I think while we're doing the 15-minute charts, we can also be doing the 5-minute charts and doing different trades. My issue will be that I think I will be using multiple exchanges for multiple time frames. So when I short Bitcoin here and then short Bitcoin again, I'm not adding to that original short, and I'm not like doing trades within trades that some exchanges want to do. I'll just be operating within 2 exchanges, and I may rotate every now and again. To start off, I'll probably use this week's account that I have. I did a trade a while ago to test some things out for a buy and sell, and it worked out, that's always great. But this account has a little over $9,000 in it. I started it off with around like $7,000, so it's been going higher. But I obviously haven't pulled any money out yet. I'm thinking of pulling some money out if I get to $20,000 here. And so you'll see what I'm trading with here. And if I can zoom in a little bit here, we'll be doing positions of probably around like $1,000, maybe $500. Get out of there. $1,000, 10x leverage, or maybe $500, 20x leverage or something like that, and we'll kind of play around with it. I may add more money in here if I really intend to day trade a lot more heavily in front of you guys, but I think for now that should be fine. And you guys will just have a better understanding of what I'm doing. And I think as far as lessons go, the fact that it tells you when I buy and when I sell, I think is a very good thing, because sometimes I don't hold for that long, especially if I have somewhere to be. So you can see that in this example where I did this little buy sell, right? This trade was only a couple minutes long, right? 2:34, a friend called me up. I was like, uh-oh, let me see what I can do. And while I was in the middle of a phone call, I ended up selling. Now, this only gave me a few percent, but because because I was trading with leverage. But again, you make your money, you make a profit despite having to pay fees, of course, and that's it. Now, I went up higher, that's fine, but the main point is you buy low, sell high. And partially in this trade itself, I realized I was chasing because I was trying to buy because I got the signal. But as I was trying to buy, I put myself an order limit in, and I caught myself chasing, right? So while I was chasing, I was like, oh shit, I should probably be careful with this. And once I knew it was a little bit more frazzled, once I saw it was like, I think it was like 4 or 5% profit because of the leverage. I was like, you know what, let me just sell right here. And I was happy with it. It even went higher. Don't even care. I noticed I was a little bit frazzled. Something was going on the 9th though. What was on the 9th? Oh no, ninth I was just extremely tired. I was tired because I stayed up all night on Sunday watching the Seahawks game. But yeah, so you'll be seeing a lot of this as well. I think the first exchange will be Weeks, and I think the second one will be BYDFi. And I might even do one in terms of OKX here pretty soon. But for OKX, we're only going to be doing longs because it's a spot exchange. So we're going to be doing, okay, Bitcoin is telling us this. We're not even going to trade Bitcoin. We're going to be trading Solana, Ethereum, other tokens. And I think that'll be a better way to go. Just to show you guys that when you know where Bitcoin's going, it makes it a lot easier for everything else, right? And hey, Jane, happy to see you. Hope you're having a very, very good day. So that's going to be the move here, guys. I just want you guys to understand this is what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these longer streams here. Today, there's not really a clear sell signal that happened. The last sell signal that we had, as far as the charts are concerned, was right back over here Monday, right? But during that time, you know, there's plenty of 15-minute short signals that came across, and we could have played with those. But I think when we start to see those crossovers, I think I can do like an 8-hour stream. Again, I'm not going to be at the computer the entire time. I maybe just be doing some side stuff. I'll figure it out. But I think it'll just open up me streaming a lot more, getting more signups for all my sponsors who want you guys to join their lovely exchanges and stuff like that. And it may, you know, I can answer questions in real time about why I'm opening trades, what I'm doing, and stuff like that. Like with this move right now with Bitcoin coming down, we just talked about this a few days ago about how we're probably going to have a higher low and then we're going to try to figure it out. All right. Right now, we're trying to figure it out. Let's see if it's a higher low. Let's see if we go back down even lower. What concerns me, like I said before at the beginning of the stream, is we already have the 4 hours going back to bearish. The dailies are going back to bearish probably by the end of the day. And that means to me that we may actually try to retest the low 60s here, which would be a very bad thing for us. And hey, Larry, we're going to hold 60. Today, possibly. Tomorrow, a little bit less likely. I'm not banking on holding 60s right now. And part of that, Larry, isn't just because of the cryptocurrency technicals. You know, if you go over to the CNBC right now, you see the stock market's down. The Dow drops 500 points. S&P sheds 1% as AI disruption fears spread. Realtors report a new housing crisis as January home sales tank more than 8%. The Fed should still be cutting, and I think the Fed made a mistake. Again, Jerome Powell has a difficult job, but he's just not that good at it, in my opinion. Now, here's something. You know, we already know that all the altcoins are coming down and stuff like that over the last few weeks. It's been a bad time to be an altcoin. But when I look at, you know, a lot of the stocks that we follow on here, right? So this is Bitcoin. You know, look at things like Apple. You know, Apple's starting to teeter a little bit, right? And again, Apple teetering, you know, when it comes to stochastics and stuff like that, it doesn't mean everything is bad. You know, we went from 238 down to one. Oh, well, that wasn't a good move back. That was Liberation Day tariffs. That's something different. Here, we went from, you know, we just like consolidated for a few months. We went up a little bit, down a little bit, but nothing really happened. Last time over here, we had the crossover signals went down a little bit. That's all the way back in 2022. Some crossovers right back over here. Again, just choppiness. It doesn't really bode well. You go to Amazon. Amazon's already in that bearish territory right now. You can see it's down from the highs of around 253, and now we're back to 199. Ooh, you know, so yeah. But on top of that, the weekly charts are bearish. The daily charts are bearish. We may see a bit of a pickup, but again, you know how I feel about momentum. Broadcom has been down for a second as far as momentum. The weekly charts are starting to glide down a little bit here. I don't think a disaster, but these types of pullbacks I think can last for a little bit of time while everything is trying to reconfigure itself. Everybody just seems to be slowly moving out of some of the AI plays and moving them towards other spots. So you see Google coming down a little bit there. The weekly charts are just turning bearish for the first time in a minute, and the monthly charts are now just turning bearish. Yeah, they probably have another month here, right? So we're just seeing a slight rollover occur. And again, the last time we had one back over here, it only went down for a few months before making us go to another batch of all-time highs. But if we have to have like a 2-month period decline in the stock market, oh, good God, you know the crypto market's going to be all over the place, just shit in the bed. Intel is in league with the government, so it's kind of not in the same category, but you can see the momentum is bullish, so people are still trading it. You go over here to Meta. Meta has been kind of jerky for a while right now, but on the shorter time frames, right, it's had a little bit of positivity. And, you know, it's been making higher lows. That's all it really needs to do. So this maybe is a little bit better. What is messaging me? Oh, okay. So I'm getting like a bunch of messages today. Microsoft had a little bit of a warning signal all the way back over here in August 11th. That was a while ago, but it's panning out now. Oh, yeah, this thing has been really choppy, hasn't it? I mean, yeah, talk about that signal. Wow. Daily chart still doing okay, but ever since, you know, we've been in this bearish momentum, that means you're only paying attention to the crossovers that happen over here. And of course, that worked out. Both of these happened below the 50, so I don't care. This one happened above the 50 here. So again, you can see how it fell down after that. Right over here, crossover. You know, it's not looking great. If you're a trader, it looks fantastic, right? It's easy systems, easy money. You know, before we go back to crypto, you can see Nvidia. That's just been bearish here for the last few months. As far as November, you can see it's been stagnant. It's not like it just falls off a cliff automatically. The weekly charts were kind of rough over here for a minute, but again, stagnation, right? And so what are we looking at? A lot of flatness, but during that time you go to the daily charts, you see that everything was bearish right here. Oh, no, excuse me. That was the first one. The crossover happened right over here. Okay. So now you go back to like the 5-minute chart or the 15-minute chart, whatever you're looking for here. This might require a little bit of after hours trading, which sucks, but you know, that's what we have to deal with in the stock market. So you're waiting for the crossover to happen. What, right here, right there. Small move down to support, nothing too crazy there. Crossover right there. Then the next crossover happened right here at what, 305. Oh, I guess as the market opens up, yeah, that worked out. This is a 5-minute chart, it's a little bit more scalping. No crossover there. Crossover. Oh, that was already okay. That bridge there. Okay, crossover there with the crossover here. That one worked out a little bit. Crossover there with a crossover happening below it. So that's 350, which is right here. That one worked out. That one's at 610. That one was at 610-ish, 605, so 610, which is 610 right there. So 610 right here. That one worked out. Oh, that one, yeah, definitely worked out. Crossover right there, but no crossover in the RSI until right there. So that's right there. That worked out. Crossover right there, but no crossover in the RSI until right there. And then that worked out. Another crossover right here if you want, I guess, to double dip, but that was yeah, okay, that was fine. Crossover right here, but I can't tell what was happening right there. Kind of a choppiness. I guess you could have taken these. It's kind of weird because where the crossovers happened, but it might have hit your stop loss if you put it up a little bit. Oh, but talk about a gap down, yeah. And again, you can see a crossover right here and a crossover way over here. That might have been an opportunity, but your stop loss would have got hit for you to lose some money there. But again, that's why you also want to monitor where the hourly charts as well. That's why on this one I have the 4-hour, the 1-hour, and the 5-minute, or the 15-minute more likely. But I mean, you can see how many more were working than not, even without even looking at the 1-hour charts. You know, so it's for traders, it's fine. If you're not a trader, it's not. Sorry, my little headphone thing just screamed at me. Anti-wind. But yeah, so it's not like it's terrible, but I know most of you guys just want to buy and hold and watch your money kind of rolling in, sell someone you want to, use that money to pay off bills or whatever. Something that's like, this is not an exciting time. But that's why I'm about to adjust the way the channel goes. I'm gonna be doing much longer streams here. Once, not today, but once I actually get the signal, I'm just gonna start going live. Even if I get home from the bars, like I don't normally drink to get drunk, right? But basically I'll be live for like 5 hours at a time. Maybe half an hour of that you guys don't see me here because I'm air frying chicken upstairs. And then maybe you see me eating chicken and vegetables, my diet, healthy foods, right? and then that's the way it goes. Maybe I make myself a sandwich and some chips, and you guys got to watch me eat it or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll just turn my camera off, or maybe as I'm eating, I'll answer questions and stuff like that to you guys. So it's going to be much more of a live tutorial base. And then in terms of videos, I'm only going to be doing tutorials. So if you go over to the YouTube channel, I don't know how to. There you go. Sorry, I'm not wearing my contacts, and I'm wearing my glasses, which are slightly a different prescription because of me getting tired of wearing my contacts all day because they dry out by the time I go out at night. So I'm only going to start a little bit later on. There we go. So you'll see right here, videos. It's no more news. It's only trading strategies that I like and trading strategies and guides to trading that you guys will enjoy. Then we have the members only videos, right? So these are the altcoins I'm watching right now. The plan for Bitcoin. You notice how 2 days ago I say sorry, because we were talking about this move coming down anyway. And then we finally had a buy signal. That was 5 days ago. Ooh, what happened 5 days ago? Wait, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah. The daily, it was right back over here. The daily momentum crossed over. Yeah, we had an opportunity. Did not work out. Sucked. But we have the signal. Did I get rid of that? Oh, there we go. Then different strategies and stuff like that. Different playlists that you guys may enjoy. I'm going to be doing a lot more guides like mastering FinViz again, but I'm going to be doing it within Firefox because FinViz on my computer, like for something with Chrome and FinViz, they don't sync up. My computer turns into a freaking jet engine when I open up FinViz on my Chrome dashboard. And some of the basic tutorials here. All right, so I think it'll be pretty good. There you go. But this is going to be one of the layouts that we see a lot here, so just be prepared for it, I guess you would say. Now I guess things will be tidied up a little bit, you know what I mean? But I also want to be able to zoom in and check it out when we're streaming like this and we're just talking in between. Yeah. But then maybe what you guys may see is me saying, hey, let's see what's going on here. That way you guys can see the live price action. But I think what I may do to make it a little bit easier on myself is when I use my OBS software, I can take a small portion of a window that's open and I can actually crop around it and then just put it above my head. So I might just have the profit loss with the percentage, like how much money I'm up with the profit loss percentage above my head, pretty large, so you guys can see what's going on. And maybe what I'll do is I'll move this up a little bit higher so you guys can see the current price action of Bitcoin, but you guys can also see the profit that I've been making. Because although we're doing shorter term shorts right now and stuff like that, that only lasts maybe a couple days. You can go weeks at this point just because of how the market looks, but I'm not doing that because I think the Fed may have to do an emergency cut in March. Not March, maybe this month. We'll have to see. No, they won't do it. They'll let the system break apart a little bit, but they're fucking everything up right now. But when we do get back to being bullish, I do want to have this whole thing kind of figured out, and that way, it'll be easy and easier to just kind of follow me or learn my system. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask ChatGPT tonight. I have a business call at 9 p.m. tonight. But before that, I think I'm going to work with ChatGPT to build some type of layout or framework where I say, hey, ChatGPT, take a look at this chart. I want you to, this is how I trade, whatever. I see this 4-hour signal. Can you make a post about this for my Discord group and my Telegram group, knowing how my strategy works and some of the support and resistance levels and stuff like that. I think that may work out. But again, I'll be going live around that time anyway, so it's a little bit weird. Maybe I'll do the post first and then I'll go live, or maybe I'll just go live. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I'll just do the 15-minute post. Maybe I'll just post about the weekly and the daily changes, but the 4-hour ones I'll go live for. again, it's a work in progress type of stuff, but we'll see. And hey, Villa, Guten Tag, happy to see my man. Tomorrow we got news too, right? CPI, right, or something like that. Yeah. I built a TradingView indicator based on the on your RSI stochastic strategy. How's it been working out, the Dolphin? I wish I had those skills. I really wish I had those skills. I have no idea how it works. Moody's Analytics chief economist Mark Zandi analyzed state-level data, identified 22 states plus Washington, D.C. as either in a recession or at high risk of entering one despite national GDP growth. Yeah, jobs do not, it's not lining up. AI is changing the game here, and the Fed doesn't understand that. And I hate that the Fed doesn't understand that. But again, the Fed is an old institution. Jerome Powell is an old individual. These people are the guys that don't like to initiate change during new, how would you want to call it? We're just in a new age, right? Remember the tech bubble and stuff like that? We're just in a new age. They don't adapt. They don't change. And then we pay the price for it. Jerome Powell doesn't want to adapt. It's fine at this point for Jerome Powell because he's like leaving in a few months, but he's not doing a good job leaving, which is scary as hell. All right. And hey, Haram, happy to see my man. Hope you're doing very, very well. So yeah, that's kind of the way the channel's gonna be going. Get ready for it. It's gonna be pretty fun, I suppose. Well, I know it will be pretty fun for me at least because I get to day trade. Now, let me go over here based off of what Willie to the feet was talking about. There it is, Friday, the core CPI. Yeah. What's it called? Oh, CPI trading. There you go. Inflation's been pretty boring so far, but the consensus is for 2.5. The trading economics forecast thinks 2.4. If inflation goes down to 2.5, we should really be cutting rates right now. It's scary how we're not doing it. But again, my focus is more on the market and the overall health of the economy, not necessarily inflation. But I'm looking at inflation, and I'm looking at inflation for the year not do shit. I'm looking at year over year, we're down. Despite all the shit everybody was talking about, we're down year over year. You know what I mean? Like, we're down. So I'm just looking at it like, But, you know, you got last 3 years still down, but you know, it's not just CPI normal inflation. We have core inflation. You know, core PPI. This has gone up a little bit. But again, year over year, still down. PCE, this one's up a little bit year over year. All right. And maybe I should actually show you guys this one. The Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index is a U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis measure of prices households pay for goods and services used by the Federal Reserve. Right? Okay. That's how much we're paying. So we're paying more, but it's not necessarily costing more to make stuff. That's a little bit more of corporate greed, you will. All right. Then we go back over here to PCE. That one's up a little bit. From 2.728. Why such a specific number? Let's just say 2.73 to 2.8. Not even a full percent. And again, that's despite all of the tariff stuff and all that type of stuff, right? So I think this one would be the most correlated to the tariffs. But I still don't know what the Supreme Court's going to do. But we'll have to make sure. We don't have that to the 20th though, and that says this. They think it's going to be 2.8. So we'll see if it stays the same or flat, because that was the same way in September. Yeah. So I hate when the media peddles the what the Federal Reserve says. They say like, yeah, well, I shouldn't say I hate it when the media does it, but I remember when the Fed goes out there and says we think inflation is going to be worse, and then the media is like, oh my God, inflation is going to be worse. The Fed has said it, and then when inflation doesn't get worse, nobody is like, well, the Fed made a mistake. You know what I mean? Because I think it's just because of Trump right now. Trump is so aggressive and anti-Fed that people feel the need to defend the Fed, even if the Fed is making mistakes, right? It's like if I said, "Oh my God, guys, we have a short signal over here for Bitcoin," and the media is like, "Oh my God, we hate Michael," even though Michael said there's a short sign. I think there's an opportunity that the market's actually going to go up. You know, Michael's not looking at the data. Michael's not looking at this overall higher trend. Michael doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, right? And then of course we come back down here, and the media just doesn't say anything, right? They're like, see, the next time they talk about me, is when Bitcoin goes sky high right here. The next day after a crash, like, oh, Bitcoin is booming today after economist Michael says that Bitcoin will fall. Some bullshit like that. And regardless if you like or hate Trump, I don't give a fuck. What I care about, if their feet was being held to the fire more, I feel like they'd be more responsible and they'd be able to adjust their viewpoints a little bit more quickly. But they don't feel the need to do that because they got protection from the media. Only because the media doesn't even necessarily love the Fed. They just don't like Trump. And that's fucking with the system. So it might even be better for Trump to pull off because Jerome Powell's been gone, pull off of all this shit. But it's too late now. Hopefully with the next Fed, everything goes a little bit more calm. But I have not been enjoying the Fed or the media's description of the Fed as of late. But I haven't, there hasn't been as many videos. Let me just go over here to YouTube very fast. On this one, and I go to the Fed, CNBC, Bloomberg. Why the Fed cuts aren't helping Americans? Why Trump? Yeah, no. That was 2 months ago. The Fed's dilemma. I'm just seeing if there's any bad news. The economic data doesn't support an aggressive move down by the Fed. I would say yes, it does, but again, there's different types of people out there, so he's allowed to have his viewpoint, right? Yeah, there's nothing negative about the Fed in any of these videos. Oh, here we go. I wouldn't say it's terrible, but we say we desperately need reforms at the Federal Reserve. Yeah, just the news doesn't talk bluntly about them as they probably should. I sent you a link on Discord. You can test out. Let me know. Oh, the whole wrong page. Shit. Oh, there it goes. Okay. There we go. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I see exactly what you're doing. Oh, use on chart. There you go. Author, author, please. um, here, hold on a second. Uh, email is. There you go. Because if possible, I might just do a 24-hour stream on this one. Um, but I'm curious how. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. That's exactly right. Yeah, yeah. Because like in a perfect world, which I don't know how to do this again. This is not my forte. But in a perfect world, you could have a little dashboard right here, and based off of how the monthly, weekly, and daily charts are looking, it would automatically adjust your position size from whatever position you want. Like you can do the settings and enter it in there. But like $1,000 if everything's kicking, $600 if there's a bump in the road with the daily and the weekly, but the monthly's still good and the 4 hours still good, whatever. Or the weekly and monthly are bearish, but the daily and 4 hour bullish, maybe you click it down to $600, and then maybe only $400 if it's only like the daily, weekly, and monthly are bearish, but the 4 hours good. Therefore, those day trades are only going to be stuck to uh those 4 hour trades are only going to be stuck to those 50 minutes are going. Yeah. If only the 4 hours with you, you only trading along with the 4 hour, maybe that's only $400 per trade. And then, with the day, that's the day trading one, right? But the swing trading one is something I have to do. I'll do it tomorrow. I'm not trying to rush this stuff at this point, but it's almost a similar concept here with the there you go, with the swing trading one though, right? Except for you trading off the 4 hour signals and the daily signals, um, which the daily signals aren't the best, but I would say the 4 hour ones are pretty good, and you can hold for a while. But when moving it all together, it could work out pretty well. So next stream or whatever, you do it. Um, what do you call it? It should be good. There we go. Um, oh, I see 20 hours ago. Yeah, yeah. Because what do you call it? You can see how it works. Maybe there's a maybe there's a well, I message you on Discord. I'll ask you questions about it because this could be really good. Um, oh, there you go. You actually said the author. Yeah. What do you call? There you go. How do I? Where's your name? Oh, there you go. I don't know why I always say that type of stuff, but yeah, because this type of stuff is always interesting, and I like. I want to see it. It'll make it very easy to back test because I think when it comes to back testing, you can see if it's going to work on a stock versus a crypto, all that type of stuff here. Because you could also have this side by side with like Bitcoin versus Ethereum, and as soon as Bitcoin has this like, or you can go like a replay every time you get the sell signal, the short signal on Bitcoin. Uh, um, how is Ethereum reacting? How is Solana reacting? What is the percentage difference? Should you not trade Bitcoin during this time? Should you only trade Ethereum if you only have so much capital? Like all that type of stuff. See, that's why I can't do technical stuff. My brain goes into overdrive here. Um, Half portfolio in evictions, other half in crypto. Oh, there you go. Can you look at Bank of America? No, look, I can't pet you too much. You have the dirtiest paws. You already messed up. I'm literally after this. I'm tossing this back in the washing machine on tap water, cold. Um. So you have a bearish move on this one right now. You have some support creeping up from a while ago. Not the best support, but it's there. Uh, Weekly momentum is still very bearish. The monthly is bearish as well, a little bit choppier. So as far as momentum, this is not a momentum play. You're just trying to buy off support and bounce it. You could, you're probably gonna have your look at little order block support system down here, and then you're probably looking to buy around this box, and then from there see if it bounces back up a little bit. At this point in time, because you are still a bit more bearish, the day is still going on here. A bit of crossover. You could start accumulating a little bit today. This is a higher risk play just because the momentum is kind of nasty. The last few times we've been able to bounce back up, you know, like over here, bounce back up there, or bounce back over here. I believe the monthly chart was just, yeah, the monthly chart was actually bullish during that time. So we had the ability to keep on bouncing. We don't really have that at this point in time. But yeah, even back over here, we saw this nasty move coming down, and that killed all the momentum. But high risk move, be careful with it. Your stop loss should be probably right around here, around $50.66. So it's really only around less than $2 stop loss. It's not going to be terrible if it doesn't work out. But for me, probably not the best one, just because of I'm not trying to go against the trend. I think though, as long as you have that stop loss there, you're going to be fine. I wouldn't do options on this, but if you're trying to buy like 1 or 2 shares and kind of ride the wave, or how many shares you're looking at, I think it'd be fine to test out. But because it's a higher risk trade, you don't need to allocate as much funds as you would if everything was like clicking, right? And hey, Froggy Mini, is Link dead? Link dead for what? For what? Yeah, I'm targeting $53. Oh, then yeah, you'd be fine. I mean, why not just wait till like, it'll probably have a swing there in a couple days. Now, the issue is tomorrow's Friday. There's a holiday coming up, right? The fuck? Yeah, February Monday is President's Day. February 16th. So I'm guessing the market will be closed. Yeah, it'll be closed on Monday. So you're either going to sell it tomorrow, or you're going to be holding till Tuesday. No movement will happen over the weekend, of course, but just you never know what news breaks over the weekend. Oh, no, but I know you just did something because it just... yeah, I heard a sound. I never heard the sound before, so I know you did something. Alright, so this is Michael's lesson page. That's fine right there. Stop loss, ride the wave. Stop loss, ride the wave. Oh no, that one didn't work out though. Oh, that one worked out. That one worked out. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. Because how do you differentiate between the buy signals and sell signals on multiple time frames, right? So like, yeah, it's gonna be hard to do. This is why I don't understand coding, because like it's almost like you need to have 4 dimensions to an indicator like this, because the monthly chart is okay, let's get that. Because the monthly chart is bullish right here with the bullish crossover, and we have another bullish crossover right there, right? There's no buy signal right there. No, that's February 23rd, February 1st right there, right? But even through that, technically you wouldn't have sell signals right here or right here. Maybe over here if the monthly chart's bearish. But instead what you might have is almost like a wave, like a oh, what's that indicator called? Not the whole suite. It's the what is that indicator that I never use, but I love it? Not the whole suite. Okay, I forget what it's called, but it's almost like a it's like a whole suite, but it's flat on the bottom of your screen. I just forget what it's called. So it'll auto adjust. But it's very, very hard. It's very, very hard to it's very, very hard for me to explain it. Because you can even see the whole suite giving you some good signals right there. Not again, whole suite during a bullish market, pretty similar, right? Just saying. But I don't know how to works best in the 4 and 15 minute. Oh no, I definitely know you got the what do you call one. It's meant for that. But because like you see the buy signal right here, the weekly chart is bearish during that time. So how do we know the allocation? My brain is going to be nitpicking the crap out of this because it's my own personal strategy. So like, what do you call? I love it. Don't think I don't love it. Actually, let me just ignore. Okay, let's go to the 4-hour chart for now. Because this is one where the stop losses got hit. Let's see. Sell right there. These worked out. Stop loss didn't get hit. That one's good. Stop loss didn't get hit. This one right here, crossover there, crossover there. That one didn't work out. That's fine. This one worked out to resistance. This one, which one right there, crossover. That one didn't work out. This one worked out. It's almost like I need to how would you filter those? Yeah. That one worked out, that one worked out, that one worked out. This one did not work out. That one didn't work out. This one didn't work out. Those two didn't work out. These ones worked out. That one worked out. That worked out. Okay, so let me figure out with these ones right here. Okay. Let's make this line thicker so I can keep track of it. And that was a 4-hour short signal. But the momentum was still okay there. That's not terrible though. God, can you imagine what this may be if I actually had the regular stochastic and all the choppiness there? These all worked out. Yeah, that one did fine. That one did fine. Oh, well, did it hit the stop loss? No. So you might have doubled down into that one before it hit resistance. That one ran into resistance, level 1, then level 2. Right into resistance, right? 4 hours later, or no, 4 candles later. This one did not work out. Would have hit stop loss. This one right here. I guess it went up. Yeah, it hit resistance before hitting stop loss. This one didn't work out right there. Let's see. That one didn't work out right there. I would say that one would have hit stop loss. $4 p.m. Short, didn't hit stop loss, but close. That one worked out. That second one worked out. These ones didn't work out right there. Good, good, good. No good, good, no good, Good. Yes, only hitting these levels of resistance. That's good. No, that one didn't work out. That one didn't work out. That one worked out. This one ended up going up to resistance even higher. This one went up to resistance, so I didn't even want to take that trade, but still, I would say it went up to the next level. Good. Good. Now, I wonder if this becomes more accurate if it has like a filtration system. Because right now this is me making all of these trades, right? And then for instance, let me see if I can do it like this. I'm down 2% as of now. I'm up 4% as of now. I'm down 1% as of now. I'm up to 2.5%. Let's just say 2% for now. Down 5% for now. I know I'm not filtering, but I'm just trying to figure this out. Down 2%. Okay, down to put my hands up here so I can actually do the Fibonacci levels here without my brain melting off. Back like to 0. No, back up to 2. Back up to 4. What's this at? Back to 5. To 4. To 3. Yeah, I have to filter out some of these then. Not sure how to do that though. From an indicator standpoint. Thoughts on hims and hers? Seems like they're going through a scandal right now. They're getting sued out the wazoo. I'd be very, very careful of them, but maybe a short squeeze opportunity. Lincoln's not dead, but it's probably not going anywhere anytime soon. That's for sure. Yeah, because I definitely think it's worth trying out, especially because... Wait, maybe, hold on. I see. Okay. I think this comes from the way I teach this. The 4-hour buy and sell signals are heavily based off of the daily, the weekly, and the monthlies. But the 15-minute signals are heavily based off of the 4 hours. So if you're really focusing on the 4 hour and the 15 minutes, the smaller time frame ones are going to do a lot better. So for instance, again, buy right there, worked out. This one right here, worked out. This one right here, worked out. This one right here, worked out for a little bit. Again, these are day trades, whatever. But again, worked out. These two worked out. These two worked out. This one right here did not work out. These two worked out. This one, it worked out because of no stop loss. But whew, that was probably sweating a little bit right there. That one worked out to resistance. So this is really a 15-minute indicator. Shit, we should just use this. Yeah, that might be the way to go about it. Because during this, you're seeing the 4-hour charts be green, I think is the wave in the background, right? And you're not doubling down and doing all this extra buying. So you look at the first buy signal right here, you take your stop loss right there. If it gets hit, it got hit, right? But This is winning a lot more than not. I'm looking at right here. Let me see. We just have to be able to kind of be able to measure how much we need to be putting in there as far as the trades. But I think that's something that anybody else can do. Let's see. There's a buy signal right there. It's right there. So it's gonna work out. You see that's where the choppiness comes in right there. Oh, the RSI being very choppy, going sideways, killed that. Kind of gave you a lot of sell signals. That hadn't worked out. But again, ignore all of these. Maybe there can be Lux Algo calls, I believe, like a confluence filter or something. Maybe it's on smart money concepts. Yeah, confluence filter. So it filters non-significant internal structure breakouts. So maybe it only gives you one sell signal within 10 candles or something like that. So you're not like sell, 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 sell. But right here, it only went down for a little bit, but eventually hit the stop loss, which was unfortunate. This one, of course, makes up for that quite a bit. That one worked out great. That one worked out. That one worked out. That one worked out. Maybe this is a confluence. I'm not entirely sure. Again, I don't know. I'm not good at this type of stuff as far as rules and numbers and stuff. That one worked out. This one ran up to resistance, but again, it's kind of hard to figure out where that may go. But this one right here, see, that's at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. This is bearish right here, so you don't have to take that one. And 7 a.m. here, you have the bullish crossover there. But I wonder, 6:45. No. Yeah, see, right? So 5:45. That's a good little signal right there. Went up. That one worked out. This one didn't work out right there. And I wonder if there's a mathematical way to determine where, like, how close these crosses are supposed to be. But I don't mind buying here and losing some money if it goes down because of some of the larger moves that you get. This one right here, that one worked out. Like this one right here at 6:30. Is that 6:30 right here? That is. That's where the crossover happened. That had a nice little move. Again, you got to see. Oh, I guess it ran up to a level of resistance. Yes, it did. But I guess if I was buying right here or right here, right here, my stop loss would have been there, and I would have get stopped out. So maybe I would have re-entered there. So maybe a small loss in this one with a little bit of a larger gain there, depending on where you actually sold. Sometimes it's just about making your money back. That worked out for a little bit until it hit support. That, of course, worked out. That batch worked out. This batch did not work out. This batch worked out. This batch. Oh, is your stop loss here or is it over here? It depends. Yeah, my stop loss. You know what? My stop loss would have been here because I wouldn't have even rid that big wave. I probably would have sold over here or over there or over here. That one worked out. That one worked out. This batch right here with stop loss worked out. That one with the batch stop loss right there worked out. That one right there did not work out. That crossover right there to 4:15, yeah. There's a sell signal right there that should have picked up right there. That buy signal worked out. These clusters did work out, hit back to support. This one did work out. I'll say this one didn't work out. Although it did hit that next level of support, you would have wanted it to come down further. It's not like you lost a lot of money, but you didn't make money. That's a loss in my book. That worked out. That one did not work out, hit your stop loss. That one did not work out, hit your stop loss. Those two worked out. These ones worked out. These ones worked out, hit support. Worked out. Worked out. technically it hit support, but my greedy ass would not allow it. It would have, we would not have gotten stopped out. Oh, that's interesting. I would have got stopped out of that one right there. Yeah, this would be fun to fine tune because you're seeing how pretty darn good. It just depends on like where the resistance is. You're not always hoping for the largest thing, right? Like this one right here, you got stopped out really fast. This one over here hit resistance, right? You're at resistance. So do you buy at resistance? Probably not. That's the issue. So there's going to be a little bit of like understanding the way trading works in order to make money on this type of stuff, right? But I think this thing is fucking awesome. Yeah, I love this sucker. It's rare to see your thought process put in numbers and code and stuff, if that makes sense, right? Yeah, Dolphin, what do you call? Shit, dude, this is great. We could try to fine tune this. Let me do it this way. That's the 25. Okay, cool. I just wanted to see this side by side with some of the other indicators that we have out there. This is like smart money concepts, right? It's hard because so this indicator on the left, it doesn't adjust things as time goes forward. Like the buy signal is always going to be there, unless maybe within that same 15-minute candle it dips back down, right? Some type of violent movement. But that always stays the same. These ones they repaint a little bit, which means this may have been green up to here or something, then it retroactively went back. Yeah, I'm fascinated to see how this type of stuff would work. Um, yeah, this will be really interesting. Because this gave you a sell signal over here at 6:30 a.m. right? 6:30 a.m. is right here. That's a pretty good time at market open. So I almost wonder when this buy signal came at 1:30 a.m. This one came at what 1 o'clock in the morning. This buy signal right here. So much smaller time frames as well. Yeah, this will be interesting to kind of do a side by side. I wish it would give you more side by side action. Like let me do this very fast. Oh, I don't want to see the order blocks in this one though. I like order blocks, but I hate how it like squishes down the screen. Yeah, because this would be interesting. Because it gave you that snow right there. It dipped back down. Let's see. Yeah, I wonder. Because I know the creators of Luxalgo. You have a false signal, but I mean, like I said before, nobody's thing is perfect. That choppiness is always the hardest thing to figure out. But overall, the moves have still been pretty decent so far. Technically hit resistance. That one didn't really do anything for you, but Yeah, that'll be interesting to kind of see because I pull this up. Uh, wait, let me just do this. So this is the current time, and this is Tuesday the 10th, 7 a.m. (3:30 a.m.) There you go. That's about right. Okay, that one would have been a disaster there, but see what I like about yours, Dolphin, is you see the red. I actually haven't even gone into any of these settings. I don't even know if there's anything I can do. Say KLN 2155 hours length. Yeah, perfect. Um, see that red that just kind of popped up on the screen right there? That to me is what they kind of need over here because that trade doesn't really work out too well. Although this one over here works out. That one happened at 5:45 a.m. That's this one right here. I wouldn't have taken that trade, right? I wouldn't have taken any bullish trades off that one because I want to usually go with the momentum. So I'm happy to short it on the way down, and you can see the profit that came with that short, the buy over here. Yeah, I like the way this goes. Zoom in a little bit. Same move right there. Yeah, I like the way that shows it. I'm not entirely sure how you did it, but I freaking love it. But I should actually say this at the same time. Um, it also shows you how many trades you're getting a day, right? You know what I mean? So like, um, it's before I say this, it's almost like there should be a dark green, which is only the 4 hours you support, and then it has like a small buy indicator. And then if like the 4 hour and the daily are with you, it's a different shade of green, but it's like a buy times two. And then if it's the 4 hour, the daily, and the weekly, it's a buy times three. And if everything in the monthly line is a buy times four, and it's a different shade or something like that. And I think you would see different results, and maybe you can filter it for only buy X2s and above, or buy X3s and above. See, you understand where my brain's coming from, but I don't know if there's a way to do that in the background. You know what I mean? For day trading, yeah. The buy in the 4 hours just a signal to start looking at the 15-minute. Yeah, what do you call it? See, that's what I like. Yeah. See, but in my mind, the dolphin, you could have another one. That's the one I just showed you right there. I already got off gamma, but like, so the weekly is the okay for the 4 hour. You get what I'm saying, right? But maybe you need the weekly and the 4 hour. There's too many layers. I'm not entirely sure how the layers work, but yeah. What do you call? I'll hit you up on Discord. I'll hit you up on Discord. You'll it'll be easier for me to explain it there as far as like typing it all of it out, because right now I'm gonna go tangents and tangents and tangents. 5 minute. Yeah, I see that 5 minute. You need to look at the hourly chart too. But I do like the way some of these are working out though. Those ones didn't work out. Not work out. Again, I know this isn't meant for the 5 minute chart, but I was just testing it out. Oh, my point being, you can see how many trades you really have during a day though with this. So this is currently 11:15 a.m. That's 24 hours. One trade that worked, two trades that worked, three trades that worked. 3 out of 3 yesterday. 3 out of 3 yesterday. But you only had 3 trades, and you had to be trading at 2 o'clock, 4:30 p.m., and 1:15 a.m. with the largest move happening at 1:15 a.m. And again, Fibonacci level right there. Hit that level. Next Fibonacci level right there. I guess, yeah, hit that level, hit that level, hit that level, hit that level. Right? So you might have to zoom out and try to figure out those resistance levels. The hardest thing is always going to be where do you sell, because the signals themselves work out pretty well. But again, previous before that, 11:15 a.m. Another 11:15 right here. Let's cut it. Let's say that's not two trades. That's one trade. One trade worked. Second trade worked. 2 out of 2 that day. One trade right here did not work out. One trade over here did work out. So this one hit stop loss there. This one, I guess right here, hit your price target there. So I would say you probably walked away with a little bit of profit. So 1 for 2. Sunday for the Super Bowl, 0. Nothing to trade right there. Saturday, 0. Friday, 1 for 1. You could say this is 2 signals because of the distance. Stop loss there never hit. That one worked out, but most of the time if you buy this one, you're not buying this one, right? Or if you are, you're doubling down, perhaps. But let's just call this 2. So you're 2 for 2 on that day right there. The previous day, this will be the last one we do here, Thursday. You only had 1, but it worked out for resistance, then resistance, then resistance. You know, and this one over here symbolizes a bad day where, well, no, you buy right here, you hit your resistance. You buy right here. Guess you get different buying opportunities. I say I take this as a loss. See, the stop loss isn't hit. That's the thing. You might sell with a loss over here or somewhere over here because the trade's not working out as fast as you want it to. You need to buy over here and end up being a loss. So maybe you could say you only 1 for 3 that day. So you can kind of see how over time it grows your account, but it's not like it's a you're automatically winning every single time, right? And hey, I can't be happy to see my man. Yeah, dude, it's been a minute for a lot of people on the streams. Yeah, exactly. So the background, yeah, the background's great. But that background is a filter for me. Like during this time, I shouldn't be doing any trades at all. So, like, let's say I go over here to the 1 minute chart. Again, I'm not doing it. I don't trade off the 1 minute chart off of this. You know, but you can see the kind of weird waves that come along with it. It's like this trade, loss, win, win. No stop loss hit, so technically win right there, but wonky. Good, good. You got to be careful buying in a downtrend like that. So those are all losses. That's why you can't use on the 5. But what's the 1? Because you have to look at the 15-minute zone chart. But yeah, I'll message you on it because the layers of this is freaking great. Oh, that's 5 minutes. Sorry, that's not what it's meant to be. The 15. Yeah, the layers on this are great. And you can kind of see the vibe that was happening during that time. You know? Take the first couple, runs up. Take the first couple, runs up. Take the first couple, runs up. First couple over here runs up slightly, not as good as you would expect, but never hits the stop loss down there. Never hits the stop loss. Never hits the stop loss. Never hits the stop loss. Never hits the stop loss, I guess, down there. This one, I would say it probably hit the stop loss in the first few. This second time, it doesn't hit the stop loss, but the first time it definitely hits it. Doesn't hit the stop loss. This one hits the stop loss. This one doesn't hit the stop loss. That one didn't hit the stop loss either. Yeah. Yeah. What do you call? So I may actually, I may just use this on my streams. And then, because what do you call? I'll hit you up because I'll probably try to figure out a way to fine tune it, and you can package this bad boy up. Let's see. Because then what I might do is I'll figure it out, but there's a way to package this up. Um, it's more of like what other tools and indicators do you want to add on to it? How much code does TradingView allow you to put in there and stuff like that, right? What do we have to pay for the indicator? If me and Dolphin teamed up to sell it, I'd probably have some type of code, and it'd be free for like people that watch the channel regularly. Maybe for a week we have a promo or something like that. Be like, hey, yeah, if you're a regular on the stream, it's free. And then what we do is we probably put the indicator up on a 24/7 stream or something like that. 24/7 stream. And then it's just a 15-minute chart with buy sell signals with some confluence filters in there to make sure you only get like a couple sell signals or one sell signal, so it's not clumped up like that, because you know it can be choppy sometimes with RSI and stuff. But I don't know how much to sell something for. I'd have to talk to some of the guys over Lux Algo. Like Lux Algo wanted me to make an indicator like this for them, but they weren't gonna give me a percentage like that would be worth my time. Let's just say that. So yeah, I could probably package this up in a good way. Remember, I was a marketing guy before I did cryptocurrency and stuff like that. Marketing doesn't make as much money as crypto, but it works. Because I know there's probably already an indicator out there that does like auto fib extensions, right? So $50. Oh shit. So it almost be like you have an auto fib extension and an auto fib retracement on it, right? And they're both hidden until you actually have that signal that you're looking for, right? So there you go. We got auto fib. So now we're looking at retracements because we're in a shorting zone. So the only thing that's gonna be an issue is like, see how the fib just kind of like took over most of the screen. Because if you took a short right there, your stop loss is either here or here. All right, most likely right over here. You already stopped out. Okay. You have a second trade opportunity over here. Right? barely not stopped out. So now you're thinking, okay, if you're shorting here, you're probably aiming for at least this level, if not this level. Oh, it auto adjusted. Cool. Okay. So you're really just hoping for that level. So you short right there, barely miss the stop loss, and you hit right there for a profit. So you take a loss right here of around 0.14% or maybe 0.33%, and the profit you walk away with is 1%, so 0.7% overall through this. All right. It might be worth it to just do it by hand at this point. I'm thinking of how to automate it, but there's going to be a fine tuning mechanism. But you might just tell them to freaking do it themselves, because the fib level would be here. So if you do the next short, you can see how there's a stop right here. Wait, what was that sell at? So you're shorting right here. Next position right there. See how there's light bounce. Position right here, light bounce. Right. You may even just go to this one right here because you have the support level from a while ago. And again, so right now, lose one. Now you're 1-1. Now you're 2 wins, 1 loss. This is all counting as one. As soon as the first one goes, you do that one. But again, now you're looking for that, or you got to extend it a little bit further, which is a little bit more of a nuisance. All right. It's close enough for now. So you're looking for here, or you can adjust it up, which in this case, what I'll do, adjust it up temporarily. That's all one same sell signal, okay? But you're shorting right here at the first one. Your stop loss is there and not hit. Okay, cool. So you're still in the green. You could sell anytime right here. I wonder if it actually hits the green level, though. Now, at that point, you've moved your stop loss down, and you got stopped out. As soon as it probably crossed that level, you moved your stop loss down. Still, your stop loss isn't hit, but, you know. But again, a new trade right there. Yeah, it's going to be difficult to input in that type of stuff, but yeah, you got your bounce right there, your close move right there. Stop loss hit if you held for too long there. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of moving stop losses. I should say, by the time it hit that first Fibonacci level, that second Fibonacci level, that's like 8 hours going by. This sell signal didn't work. That sell signal didn't work. This one right here hit the stop loss right there. This one hit the stop loss right there. That one worked out to hit your support level over there. But, or now it hit the support level over here, but. Stop loss hit. Support hit. Good old Bitcoin. Stop loss hit. Yeah, I like how it's telling me what's happening on the 4-hour chart, even though I'm on the 15-minute chart. Of course, that was a good move right up to resistance levels. Stop loss hit. Good trade. Target price hit. Did it hit? Came close. I'm not entirely sure about that one. I mean, it ran up to resistance, yeah. This one right here didn't run up into resistance, so your stop loss might have got hit, or you might have just sold out of boredom. Stop loss is hit for those ones. Stop loss hit. Yeah, for that one. Those worked out. That worked out. It's just kind of anticipating the volatility. There's a lot of components that's happening in my brain that I can't articulate, I suppose. Like, that's a short move for resistance. That one hit up there, which is fine. You're only buying that one. That's it. And maybe that one. That one worked out. That one didn't work out. That one didn't work out. This one worked out to resistance. Are you going to overtrade that? I'm not sure. This one didn't work out. Didn't hit stop loss. It just didn't hit target. That hit the target. That hit the target. To me, that hit the target. Cluster. Stop loss hit on that one. Stop loss. Stop loss. Yeah, this will be interesting to fine tune up a little bit. But let me see. So for these right here, hourly chart was showing some weakness. That's not terrible. Hourly chart was showing some weakness. So I wonder if there's an hour filter we could add on top of it. Four hours bullish during that time. The daily was bearish during that time. It was bearish. Because I really think, besides the signals themselves, what makes it so great is that when everything's not aligned, you don't have to invest as much money. So the higher the risk position, that's what we talk about buy X2, buy X3, buy X4. The buy X4s, they're probably going to be at a success rate of like 85 to 90%. But the buy X1s, maybe at a success rate of like 65 to 70%. You know what I mean? But again, you may have to filter in all the extra signals. So if there's like 4 sell signals all at once, and then they get stop loss, that's 4 stop losses getting hit, which means 4 losses compared to the, if you just had the one confluence filtered stop, which means there's only 1 stop loss getting hit. Yeah, I'll hit you up. What do you call it? I'll hit you up. I'll probably message you while I'm smoking cigars later on tonight. Maybe a pipe. No, am I going out tonight? I don't know. I've been tired lately. I may go out. I'm not entirely sure. I may go out. But yes, we're going to use this on the stream from now on. So thank you so much, Dolphin. I appreciate it a lot. I'll hit you up a little bit later with it. XAI. I haven't really heard much about XAI, to be honest, besides some of the blending going on when it comes to the blending, the merging between it and I think SpaceX or something like that. I haven't heard much at all, but you know, it is what it is. Let's see. Trump revokes EPA finding on greenhouse gas threat and huge blow to climate change regulations. Militaries do their thing. Not do too much. Yeah, the buy 2x, 3x, 4x. Yeah, there's probably a better way to market. Like we can look at some of the other indicators and stuff like that, but I don't. These are words I've never had to use before, so I'm making up symbols in my head that can represent the words I'm trying to articulate, but just can't. Right? But I think it'll be really good. Will I be going live again today or tomorrow? I'll probably go in tomorrow. I'll be live again. The 4 hour right now is turning bearish again, but that's a different type of bearish move. It's a bearish crossover, not above the 50 here, so I'm not going to be shorting into any of this stuff too crazily. Oh, that's also something. So that was the first bearish move. Okay, crossover right there when things start turning bullish again. I'll probably have to refresh it. That's why. Okay, that's fine. So let me go back to this very fast. Turn this off for a second. Wait, why is... There you go. I don't like the stochastic being on the bottom. So, and so when I turn this back on, it gives me the cell right there. Okay. Crossover at 8 a.m. Crossover here. Oh, I see. Okay. So I wonder. Why isn't it shrinking the time? Wow, really? We've got to do one. Oh, 3 is the minimum. Okay. Then why not go to 1 hour? No. No, it doesn't know what I'm trying to do. Trying to get a better order block. The order block is already established. The order block is already established. No order block established. But it was right over here for the level to buy and sell. It was. No, I'm trying to overly simplify it to make it so anybody can trade just with clear buy and sell signals, but I don't think that's gonna work. It's like I'm building an algorithm for like a bot, a trading bot, and not necessarily like a tool just to help people understand when they could be buying and selling. Yeah. There we go. Okay. But yeah, I'll be live again tomorrow, guys. I'm gonna call it a day right now. Bitcoin's trying to stabilize a little bit, but it's not having much luck. Let me get out of here. We're still falling down. If Bitcoin's crashing in the next few hours, we're going back down to like $62,000. Yeah, I'll be live, but we'd have to dip below another $3,000 from where we are right now for me to go back to being live. But I'm gonna hit up Dolphin here for a little bit, talk to him. It's 11:51 on a Thursday. I don't think I have anything really planned today, so yeah. As far as like work stuff, I'll probably check some YouTube videos and see how everything's going. And Loki's over here covered in dirt, so I'll probably throw the ball around with him for a little bit because he looks like he's ready to have a good time. I gotta pull out my sunglasses. I got my contacts with me somewhere. Time to go to the Versace's, right? Time to go to the Versace's. Paid in part by this strategy, actually. But okay, everybody. I'll see you guys a little bit later. Have a good rest of your day, and I hope to see you guys here tomorrow.